Do I hit this one too?
I already started it.
No.
I'll just cut the front end.
And you can see the countdown when it goes 3, 2, 1 on the screen here.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Hey everyone, welcome back to Pure Yoga. I hope everyone is doing well, and I miss you all, and it feels a little lonely in the studio right now. But I'm going to send my energy to you, and I'm going to receive yours back. So let's find a nice, comfortable cross-legged seat on your mat. We'll start with a little bit of meditation, and then we'll move into just a yoga flow. So, comfortable cross-legged seat, sitting bones grounded, whether you're sitting on a bolster, a block, a pillow, a blanket, or just right on the floor. All is perfect. Let's just gently close your eyes. So, if you have any issues, if eyes are fluttering, sometimes people have a hard time settling in, drawing your gaze down to the floor and let the eyelids just follow. I'm having a hard time settling in because I'm just so excited to be back with everyone, so I'll try to get kind of chill and grounded with you. All right, let's begin just taking a long, even, deep breath in and fill the lungs to capacity. Just fill the lungs, feel that beautiful breath, that prana, moving into the body. And if you can, pause at the top of the inhale. Hold that light into the body. Hold the breath, the prana in, and then a just nice passive exhale out. And with eyes closed, allow yourself to feel a connection within your body, not just an external connection, but this internal connection to your body. Listening and resonating with what your body's exploring and experiencing and expressing to you. And allow yourself to slowly feel a connection to the earth. Beautiful, beautiful Mama Gaia. And visualize as if you are guiding this life force that you're breathing into the body. You're guiding it down the spine into the very root of the spine or the base root chakra, and then guiding it gently down into the earth. I'll take another deep breath and try that one again. Visualize the breath coming in from the crown of the head and gently spiraling down the spine. Feeling the connection to the earth, and then allowing the breath to go even deeper down into the earth. Bringing the breath from the crown of the head, guiding it down and down and down and down and down. This time, think of yourself literally growing roots into the earth. Right? Just finding roots growing and spreading out, moving deeper and deeper and deeper. And then passively exhale out. We'll do 3 more breaths just like that, each time lengthening a little bit more, pausing and holding that light, rooting down into the earth. And just allowing yourself to be in a place of pause, of silence. We're in a whole new world right now, and the whole world is kind of hitting a silence button, a pause button. And with that comes a lot of discomfort. If you can ease beyond the discomfort of this change in our life, and ease into maybe what the world is trying to speak to us or say to us. Maybe, just maybe, we can find center again. Wouldn't that be beautiful? That's what the world needs. That's what we need, is to find center and find a space of calm. And just allow ourselves to remember who we are again, individually and as a community. And recognize that there is no separation between me and you and your neighbor. And if it takes a virus to show us that, I think that's really quite something. That in some manner we're all connected. So today I would love to focus not on the crisis that we're going through, but on the gift that we're receiving in all of this. I'd love for you to just take a moment, like I said, and remember who you are from the core, the essence of who you are, and I believe that's love. And I believe the essence of humanity is love. The essence of this planet is love. And during our class together, I'm hopeful that you can take a moment to remember every single breath is breath of love in, vibration of love out. Breath of love in, vibration of love out. And if we can all set a lovely intention together of just holding a space of love for humanity. Not only each person, but our planet, the trees, the water, the soil. And there's power in everybody holding the same intention at the same time. There's a power when we can connect our vibrations together and give and receive that vibration with every single breath that we take. That's prana in its essence. Prana is life force. It's divinity. And if we can shift into a space of gratitude for this time together, even beyond just this yoga class, this time of pause together, just gratitude and recognizing our humanness, and beyond that, our beautiful, perfect soul. I would also love to hold a space for everyone who may be sick with this virus, their families, and just send them love and peace and calm, and help them to remember the essence of who they are, which also is love. And when you can communicate that to your body, miracles happen. You can bring yourself back into balance and find that unconditional wellness and healing. If we can also hold our healthcare workers who are putting so much out there right now in a space of love and calm and health and wellness, and just a vibration of gratitude to all of them. Take a moment of breath. A moment of pause, a moment of release, a moment of gratitude, and just with our breath grounding ourselves in that space and in that vibration for the next hour-ish that we are together, moving beyond this stillness into a physical practice. I like to think of each one of us as a ministering angel of light and of love to ourselves and to every living being on the planet. Allow yourself to just breathe into that. Breath of light in. Breath of light, breath of love out. And can you, in this moment of stillness, feel the vibration that you're receiving from your loved ones, from your neighbors, from anyone who's doing this practice in this moment, anyone who's in prayer in this moment? As you've heard kind of the catchphrase, we're all in this together, and that is the truth of life itself. There is no separation. We are one. And all is well. Let's take about 3 more beautiful grounding breaths. And whether eyes remain closed or eyes come open, sometimes I love to take my practice with my eyes closed and just feel into the entire practice. In a beautiful seated position, I would love for you to just slowly start to rotate the torso around. Stacking the spine on the inhale, and on the exhale, just bringing belly down towards the thighs. And inhale, guiding yourself back up. And exhale, guiding belly down towards the thighs. And remember what your intention is. Every in-breath, guide the intention back into your body. Receiving every exhale, you're offering that intention to the world. Love and gratitude in. Love and gratitude out. Gently reverse your flow. Circling in the other direction. Just allowing the body to slowly wake up a little bit, to begin communicating even more of what it needs. And throughout the remainder of your practice, honoring and listening to that. Finding joy in your practice, joy in the moment. A couple more times around. Beautiful. Stacking the spine nice and tall. Deep breath in. Let's take a little twist, so bringing left hand to the right knee. Let the belly come through the shoulders and the gaze. Back hand goes along the spine. Good. Inhale, bring it back to the center, and exhale, counter twist. Take a breath in, stack the spine, let the belly and the shoulders, finishing with the gaze to come through. Good. Inhaling back to the center, hands plant on the knees, posture of grounding. Inhale, let's stack the spine, let the chest come through the throat, chin to the sky. And on the exhale, curl everything in, find your cat spine, get a deep, deep exhale. Cleanse the lungs. Inhale, fill the lungs, stack the spine, chest opens, heart opens, chin to the sky. Fill the lungs to their capacity, and on the exhale, find your cat spine, curl everything back into the center. Deep, 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 deep exhale. 3 more times. Again, think of this as cleansing the lungs. Beautiful way to stay healthy is to bring the lungs to capacity, both inhaling and exhaling. 1 more time. Exhale. Feels better already. Stack the spine. All is well. Grounding hands, coming into tabletop pose. Let's stretch out the back side of the knees. We've been sitting for a while, so extending left leg long, toes curl under, just rolling back and forth on the ball of the foot. Perfect. Just switching sides. Extending the other leg back, toes curl under, rolling back and forth. Front and back, front and back. Stretching out the arches of the feet as well. In fact, let's come up into a plank pose and do that with both feet, just rolling back and forth. Good. Let the knees come back down to the mat. Spreading the knees wide on the mat, sitting back into your child's pose, extended child's pose. Fingertips are going to reach forward on the mat. I'm not going to let my head and shoulders, or excuse me, my forehead rest down on the mat. I'm just first going to rock side to side. So you kind of find what works for you. But right now, I'm telling you, this is what I need. Just some release. I did a class with Madeline, and I'm still feeling it, even though I think it was 3 days ago. So I'm working through that. Good. Long, even breath in. Long, even breath out. Beautiful. Let's get some side body stretching in, coming back to the center wherever you're at. Walking fingertips over to the right side of the mat, and sitting bones are going to sink down towards the left. Forehead eases down to the mat now. With each breath, just finding a little bit more space, a little bit more calm, a little bit more stillness. And inhale, inch yourself over to the left side of the mat. Sitting bones reach to the right. Each breath finds a little more space again until you find rest and peace on your mat. Perfect. Inch yourself back to the center. Long, deep stretch. Coming up to tabletop pose, and let's slowly circle the hips around. Good. At least it feels good to me. Couple more times in one direction. And then shifting. Beautiful. Keep on going. Just letting everything release and wake up. And then bring yourself to tabletop pose. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Cat and cow. I'm going to do it to the side just so you can see. I like to lead with my tailbone. So on the in-breath, my tailbone's going to start, my belly's going to come through my shoulders, and then finish with my gaze. And on the exhale, my tailbone's going to tip, and my lumbar spine's going to come through my thoracic spine, my chin to chest. Inhale, reverse that. See how long you can stretch your breath out. And just make it feel really, really good. Just a luxurious, long, even breath. Just communicating to the body that I hear you and I'm listening to you. And it's important. 2 more. The other thing that I think is really important to communicate to the body is that it's healthy. Especially when the news is filled with all of these scary thoughts, just communicating to your body, you're doing good. You're hanging in there, all is well. All right, let's find ourselves back in tabletop pose. This time belly's going to draw in, lower abdominals are going to pull in nice and firm, and I'm going to extend right arm and left leg. Sort of. There we go, one long line of energy. I'm going to reach out through the heel because that's going to firm my glute up. My belly's pulled in firmly, and my biceps by my ears. I'm gazing down to the floor. So right now I feel really stable. Take a breath in and reach and lengthen, and then exhale, bring elbow to knee. Carve out the belly. Good, inhale, find some length again, nice and long. Exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more, inhale, reach it nice and long. Exhale, elbow to knee. 1 more time, inhale nice and long, and just hold here. Again, find your center, and staying as you are, maybe bringing your foot to your hand and kicking foot into hand. Getting that beautiful front body opening. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let it go, release it long. Lower it down. Be organic with your cat and cow now. What does your body need? I like to do little circles sometimes just to release some things out. And then move back into your tabletop. Lower abdominals pulled in tight. Think of pulling up of the pelvic floor now as well. Right, so now you're connecting all those small little muscles through the core to stabilize, and then extend right leg, left arm long. Again, just find center, find the stability, and then we'll move. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, get nice and long. Elbow to knee. 2 more, just warming up the core, nice and long. Elbow to knee. Pause and hold, nice and long. 1 long line of energy. Stay as you are, or bring your foot to your hand. And kicking foot into hand. Front body opening here, a little balance. Little strength. Hold here, 3, 2. Let it go long on 1. Grounding hands and feet. Cat and cow, however you experience your cat and cow right now. Perfect. Nice. All right, so let's just take a minute and then stretch out the wrists a little bit. So this is kind of a fun one. We're just going to circle the wrists around. And now, can you go the other direction with it? Mine, oh, there we go. Good. Just loosen them up, relax, and let's find our first downward facing dog. So, hands come planted back down to the mat. Step out into your plank pose. I'm just going to go through this quickly. Pointer fingers are facing the front of the room. The rest of the fingers are spread out evenly from there. I'm zipping up my lower abdominals. I'm firming my glutes. All is well. Now I'm going to bring my feet high to the sky. Not my feet. I'm bringing my hips high to the sky. That would be interesting. All right, let's paddle it out. Shifting weight and gaze. There we go. However you explore your first downward facing dog. It's different for me almost every single time I practice. But think of the weight equally distributed between those hands and feet so the wrists don't feel fatigued. Bend the knees if you need to. Take a nice shoulder shrug so shoulders are supporting. And then just pause again into the silence, into the stillness of your downward facing dog. Let the head hang heavy so I'm gazing between my knees. Sometimes there's nothing better than just a reset and down dog. All right, let's stretch it out a little bit more. Inhale, right leg high. And bend the knee, open the hip. Breathe into that. Stay as you are, or feel free to circle the knee around and maybe the ankle around. and then gently square it off. Reach it nice and long. And then slowly bringing knee to nose. Carving out the belly, bring the foot through. You're in low lunge. Let's come up onto fists. So your palms are going to face each other, and I'm just up on fists. And my wrists are in a neutral position now, so I'm giving them a little relief. And let's inhale, just lift the hips, lengthen. Exhale, lower down, ease into the stretch. Inhale, lift the hips, lengthen. Exhale, ease down. Good, 2 more. Lift it up. Lower it down, 1 more time. Lift it up. Lower it down, come all the way down to the bottom knee. Perfect. Left hand will stay grounded, right hand will spiral to the sky. Staying as you are, maybe reaching for that back foot. This may be a little early in the practice for that, so just a gentle twist is perfect. 2 more breaths. Full breath in. Nice, even, easy breath out. 1 more, just like that. Full breath in. Easy, even breath out. Bringing the foot back down to the mat. Good, inhaling, arms up and overhead now. Hooking the thumbs, find a little baby back bend. Releasing hands down to the mat, take an inhale, and exhale, pull the hips back. Good, so find your way into this little forward fold, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So whether the knee is bent and belly's connected to the thigh, that's a beautiful way to take this. Foot is flexed towards the nose. Reason being, so you're shortening the quadriceps so you can lengthen the hamstring. You can stay as you are like this, or you can pull back and sit on the heel if that feels better to you, taking a fold in that way. Long, even breath. Passive, beautiful exhale out. Remember gratitude. Shift it forward. Ground the hands, front foot meets the back. I'm in plank pose, and I'm just going to pause and hold here just because I can. You could be on forearms, you could be on knees, just find whatever feels the best in your body, the most stable. Maybe this is what yours looks like. Perfect. Maybe this is what it looks like. Maybe you're on forearms. Just again, find what serves your body the most right now. Belly's drawn in. The reason why I'm holding you here is because I want to warm up the core just a little bit more. Full breath. Release it out, exhale. Good, now let's move through our first vinyasa. Shift the weight forward, pin the elbows in, lower down. Inhaling up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Surrendering breath out. Find a little bit of stillness in your downward facing dog again. If you're feeling too much pressure in the hands or wrists, bend the knees, pull the sitting bones back to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Let's inhale, left leg high. And bend the knee, open the hip. Same thing here, stay as you are or begin to circle the knee around. Making sure that the weight is equally distributed again between the 2 hands. Square it off. Knee comes to the nose. Finding your low lunge, coming up onto fists. Palms are facing each other, neutral wrists. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. 2 more, lift. And lower down. 1 more. Lift it up. Lower down, ease back into your lunge. Good, take an inhale and exhale, find a little twist. Nice, shoulder releases from the ear. Staying as you are, maybe grabbing the back foot, getting a little bit deeper stretch here. If that's not in your practice, just enjoy the twist. Hold here, 3. And 2. Letting it go on 1. Grounding the hands, inhale, stabilize, exhale, lift up. Hooking thumbs, find your baby back bend. Gently release hands down to the mat, inhale. Exhale, pull back, straighten the legs to your capacity. Knee could be bent here, it's beautiful. Finding length and then connect the belly to the thigh. And if you still have a little more give, then you can continue to straighten the leg, but continue to have belly connected to the thigh, head in line with the spine. Right now I'm kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. If there's any movement, make sure that the movement is with your breath. And feel free if you wanted to go deeper, sitting back on the heel. One more breath. Bring it forward. Ground the hands. Front foot meets the back. Inhale. I'm going to show you modified. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, child's pose. Exhale, curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good, let's roll up onto all 10 toes. Stretch the arches of the feet. Bend the knees, bring the belly back to the thighs. Pause and hold for a minute. And then take it to the top of the mat. Feet are hip distance. I like to go wider. I like to go all the way out to the outside edges of the mat. Find a nice little halfway lift and then surrender and fold. Interlacing hands into a ragdoll pose. You can exaggerate that swaying from side to side. You can find stillness again. Just checking in what your body needs, what it desires right now, and honoring it. Maybe releasing, interlacing hands, taking a chest expansion. Wherever you're going with it, just enjoy. Let the hands hang heavy. If your feet are wide, toe heel to feet, hip distance. Inhale, open, halfway lift. Exhale, find your beautiful fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, hands back to heart center, Samasti, Tahi. Equal standing pose. Moving back into that space of your intention. Gratitude for all, love for all, wellness for all. Breathe it in, release it out. Let's flow. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, open baby, back bend. Inhale, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to the heart, forward fold. Inhale, open, halfway lift. Exhale, ground the hands, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathing out. 2 more, just like that. One more. Rolling up into all 10 toes, bend the knees. Walk or jump top of the mat. Open halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Reverse your swan dive. Open to that baby back bend. Palms to touch. Hands to the heart, forward fold. Open halfway lift. Ground the hands, step back, Chaturanga. Remember, you can take cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Rolling up onto 10 toes. Bend the knees, belly to thighs. Take it to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. One more time through. Inhale, sweep it high. Interlace, steeple grip. Exhale, side body stretch. Good. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, side body bend. Inhale, back to the center. Release hands behind you. Take a nice shoulder shrug. Open up the chest. Bend the knees, bring the belly back down towards the thighs. Slowly move into your forward fold with a chest expansion. Head hanging heavy, gaze between the knees so the cervical spine has a moment to stretch, to lengthen. Fingertips come down to the mat. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Grounding the hands, stepping back. Move through your vinyasa. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Once again, rolling onto all 10 toes. Bend the knees. Take it to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sinking back into your chair. Sitting bones are going to pull way, way back. So knees are lining up almost over the ankles. You can see all 10 toes. Pull up at the pelvic floor, zip up the abdominals, and then reach out through the crown of the head. Shoulders relax. Full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let's get that prana moving. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. 1 more. Slow it down. Inhale. Hands to the heart, forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway. Ground the hands, step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Let's do Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Grounding breath for everyone to catch up. Good. Inhale, right leg high. Fill the lungs. Exhale, bring the foot to the top of the mat, grounding warrior 1. Full breath in as you reach all the way up into your warrior 1. And exhale all the way through your vinyasa. Inhale, fill the lungs, up dog. Exhale, empty the legs, downward facing dog. Grounding breath while everyone catches up. Good. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, ground at warrior 1. Inhale, sweeps you all the way up. Fill the lungs, capacity. Exhale, empty the lungs. Good. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Getting warm. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. 1 more inhale. Move to the top of the mat. Open halfway. Exhale, fold. Weight in the heels. Sit back in your chair, Utkatasana. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. 1 more. Slow it down. Breathing in. Hands to the heart. Forward fold. Open halfway. Ground the hands. Step back. Chaturanga. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Again. Inhale. Right leg. Exhale. Warrior 1. Fill the lungs all the way up into warrior 1. Empty it as you come right back down to the mat. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, warrior 1. Ground it, sweep it up. Ground it, bring it back down. Getting warm, up dog. Downward facing dog, breathe in. Breathe out. Another grounding breath. Inhale, prepare to move. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit back in your chair. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit way back. Way back. Hands could be at heart center if it feels better. I just want to be able to see all my 10 toes. My glutes are nice and firm. I'm feeling really good. Good, I'm going to face center again. Let's do a little twist. So inhale to the center, and on the exhale, right arm comes back, left arm comes forward. Again, nice deep breath. Inhale brings it back to the center. Exhale, gentle twist to other side. Left arm back, right arm forward. Belly comes through, shoulders gaze. Fill the lungs. Sit back in your chair, empty the lungs. Again. Inhale it back to the center. Exhale, hands to the heart, forward fold. Open, halfway lift. Ground the hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's add on. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Good. Inhale, bring it high. Right knee, left tricep. Inhale, high. Knee to nose, pause and hold. Pause and hold. Tuck it in nice and firm. Say hello to your core. Sweep it through, warrior one. Grounding the back foot all the way up. Nice. Hips are square to the front of the room. We're feeling good. Reach it forward. Hands come behind you. Take a nice shoulder shrug. When you feel ready, launching off onto that one leg. Airplane legs with the chest expansion. Heart space opens. Remember when I was holding you in tabletop and we were extending one arm, one leg? That's exactly what we're going to do now. Release the arms. My left leg's back. My right arm's going to go forward. Good, beautiful. Pause and hold here. Now sweep the left hand to meet the right. Pause and hold here. 4, 3, 2. Bend in the knees. Step back, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, bend the knee or bend the elbows. Lift elbows high. Open up the chest. Little baby back bend. So good. Exhale, find your airplane arms. Inhale, open warrior two. I'm going to do warrior two to the side with you. Warrior two. Palms reach to the sky. Palms reach back down to the floor. Just breathe into your warrior two. We don't very often just hold warrior two. Think of yourself tearing the mat in half. Energy runs up into the glutes, right? Because you're firing the glutes now. Now pull up and zip up the core. Reaching fingertips out nice and long. Gaze out over the front middle finger. Good. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, let's find extended side angle. Breathing in, staying as you are, maybe taking the half bind, maybe whole binds in your practice. Whatever feels the most stable and the most joyful to you in your class right now. Because if we don't have joy right now, what is the point? Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Beautiful. Releasing floor to sky. Let's circle the arm around once. Relax the shoulders twice. One more time. Reach it around. Lengthen the front leg. Reverse your triangle. Hold that nice side body stretch. Goodness. Trikonasana. Find the stability again. So like you're tearing the mat in half, right? You're pressing between the ball of the front foot, outside edge of the back. Energy's going to run right into the glutes. And now I'm totally stable here. I can reach floor to sky, or maybe I want to play around and reach hand to hand and do a little more core work while we're doing this. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Reverse again. There we go. Sweep it up into star. Sink it down into goddess. Okay, friends, same thing. Tear the mat in half. Let those thighs externally rotate. Let's start firing up the glutes a little bit more. So, we're going to squeeze the knees back, firing the glutes, release. Squeeze it back, release. Squeeze it back, just hold. We do this in class all the time. Release. Squeeze it back. Squeeze it back. Squeeze it back. Pause and hold. One more time. Squeeze it back. And back. Back and hold. Hands come up. Sitting back down. 4 more breaths. Find your silence. Find your pause. Find your breath. That's what we do in stressful situations, right? We breathe. 2 more. 1 more glorious breath. Bring it back up. Bring the feet parallel or even pigeon-toed. Inhale, find some length, like you're lifting up and over, letting the bowl of the pelvis tip forward into prasarita. So fingertips can reach right in front of you. They can reach out to the sides. They can reach behind you. Find what serves you the most right now. Maybe you want to side lunge a little bit. That always feels good. Just find some fluidity in your practice, some organic movement, getting out all that fussy stuff that's been collecting over the last couple of weeks. This is how you move it out. My favorite class is one that I feel really fatigued by the end, because when you're fatigued, you have nothing left but to surrender. You have nothing left to hold on to because body's just tired and saying we're done and we're ready to rest, right? Get to a place of surrender. All right, one more breath wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. If you're side lunging, bring it back to the center. Come up to a nice straight spine and then reverse your swan dive all the way up into star pose, opening up warrior two to the front of the room. Inhale, reverse, and exhale, take it back down to the mat. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to turn myself center again, and you're going to inhale, left leg high, and left knee's going to come to left tricep. Good, inhale, bring it high. Left knee, right tricep. Inhale, bring it high. Knee comes to the nose or to the chest, and just pause and breathe into it. Shoulders over wrists. Hold here, 3, 2. Beautiful warrior one on one. Grounding the feet, sweep it up. All is well. Hips are squared to the front of the room. Good. Arms come up and overhead. Interlace hands behind you. Take a nice shoulder shrug. Open up the chest space. Let the air, the oxygen come in and fill the lungs. Shifting forward, I'm grounding that left foot as best I can, launching off into airplane pose with a chest expansion. Good. Release the hands. Once again, just like we did in warm up, we're going to take the opposite arm, so my right leg's back. My left arm's going to go forward. All is well. Breathe here, 3, 2, and let the right hand meet the left on 1, holding here, 3, 2, step it back into crescent lunge on 1, inhale, exhale, bend the elbows, open up the chest, nice, find your airplane arms, opening to warrior 2, and I'm going to take the side view in my warrior 2, open, let the shoulders relax down into their pockets. Palms facing the sky, palms facing the mat. Good. Tear the mat in half. Find that stability that moves up into the pelvis, so I'm squeezing my glutes tight. I'm zipping up my pelvic floor and my lower abdominals. My shoulders release. I'm inhaling, I'm facing the front of the room with my gaze. Good. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Same thing here. You can stay as you are. You can half bind. You can whole bind. If you're going to take that whole bind, I want to make sure the chest, the heart space is nice and open instead of collapsing to the floor. Right? Create some space right in here. Use a strap if you'd like. If you don't have a strap, grab a bathrobe tie. All right, let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let the hands go heavy. Reaching floor to sky, let's circle it around once and twice. And reverse our triangle on 3. Inhale, nice long breath. Get some space between the low ribs and the hips. Find Trikonasana, triangle pose. Tear the mat in half again. Get your strength and stability. Maybe you're going to stay as you are, or maybe you're going to take a little more challenge. Again, I want to see heart space open rather than this. So if chest is collapsing, just take a half bind. You're still getting some beautiful strengthening through the obliques. Couple more breaths. One more. Beautiful. Let's reverse our triangle again. Reach it up and reach it back. All is well. All right, star. You know what this means? Goddess. Think of your pelvis like a bowl of water. Tip the pelvis under. Externally rotate the thighs. Good. Let's squeeze it back. Squeeze it back. Squeeze it back and hold. You're feeling it right here, right in the glutes. Release it. Squeeze it back. Little hiccup. Squeeze it back. Squeeze it back and hold. Maybe sink a little lower. One more time. Squeeze it back. And back. And back and hold. Hands come to the heart. Let's breathe in. And we're here again. All is well. Maybe this time you want to lift the front heel and lower it down. Maybe lift the back heel and lower it down. Lift the front and lower it down. Lift the back and lower it down. Sink down. 4 more breaths. Dig into the breath. 3 more. Can you find your gratitude right now in a stressful situation? Right now, I'm so grateful that I have these muscles in my body to support me. 1 more breath. Come on. Whew. Bring it up. Bring those feet parallel. Swan dive and fold. This time, take a different variation. Maybe you want to grab opposite foot, opposite hand, and find a little twist. If an inversion's in your practice, like tripod headstand, go for it. Maybe crow pose, go for it. All I ask is that you don't kick up if you're going into that inversion. So if you're going to create tripod headstand, it's like an equilateral triangle between the hands, elbows get a 90-degree bend, and the head. No closer than that. My elbows come right out from the shoulders, and then I slowly just come into a lift. Perfect. Maybe bringing toes to touch. Maybe extending legs up nice and tall. Tripod headstand's or tripod is a nice way to take an inversion as well. Let's breathe in. Breathe out. Inversions. Make your way back down. Find a nice soft landing. Everyone else, 1 more breath wherever you're at. Perfect. Let's slowly bring hands to hips. Come to rise. Open warrior 2 to the front of your mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, bring it down to the mat. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. It's a beautiful thing, all is well. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Rolling up onto 10 toes. Bring it to the top of the mat. I'm going to stay here. Open halfway. A nice forward fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. We love our Utkatasana. Let's take another little gentle twist, whether it's here with right arm back, left arm forward. Maybe you're taking prayer twist. And maybe you're wanting to take side crow because that's just fun to play around with. So side crow, very similar to regular crow or chaturanga. Hands are shoulder distance apart. You're getting a nice bend in the elbow. Right now I'm resting one hip on my back, my knee outside of my knee on the front, and then lifting off. Find ease in whatever pose you're taking. Good, a couple more breaths wherever you are. 1 more. Come to center. Take a deep breath and then let's take a forward fold. Toe heel to feet, hip distance. In your forward fold, I would love to see a bend in the knees. Nice bend in the knees, generous bend. Lengthen through the spine and then fold belly to thighs and let the head hang from there. And if you still have more give, connecting fingers, Yogi Tolak, so Padagustasana. If you still have a little more give in your fold and can keep the belly connected to the thighs, then you can straighten your legs a little bit more. Again, head is heavy, gaze in between your knees. Nice little reset. Getting all the blood and oxygen to the brain. Going internal when we're in this fold. Great way to find a little peace is in a nice forward fold. Finding calm in a nice forward fold. It's also a cooling posture. Beautiful. Release the toes, bend the knees. Bring your feet wherever they were for your prayer twist or gentle twist. Finding whatever feels good. I'll take side crow from this angle this time. So essentially I'm coming from my prayer twist. My elbows are still a shoulder distance apart. My hands are a shoulder distance apart. And I'm slowly shifting the weight forward and balancing, distributing the weight equally. Holding here. Ah. Find joy in whatever you're doing. Good. Couple more breaths wherever you are. Breathing in. Breathing out. Settling yourself back down. Coming into chair, coming all the way into Tadasana mountain pose. Hands come to heart center. Let's do a little balancing. Actually, I'm going to grab a sip of water. So you keep pedaling it out. Nothing better than a little water. That's me listening. Isn't that good? Listening to my body. It needed water. Okay. Find Tadasana, mountain pose. Toes are spread out evenly. Ground down evenly through the feet. Draw up the kneecaps, fire the glutes, lift up the pelvic floor, firm the core, and then sit back in your chair. Eventually, you don't even have to think about it. Eventually, it's just natural. It's like a tick, 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 tick all the way up. We're setting up for eagle if you haven't noticed. All right, let's open into cactus arms. Left elbow's going to come under right. You could start here, or you can double bind. Good, so both my glutes on either side are nice and firm so I can easily step my leg over. Good. You can stay there, you can double bind. Adjusting the body. I have double width on my mats right now, so it's like I'm standing on a sponge. So I'm a little more challenged with my balance today. Weight goes in the heel, though, that helps. Firm the glutes, that helps. Deep breath. Find the pause. Let's bring elbows down to the knees. Let's bring fingertips forward, broad in the back. Uncross the legs, airplane legs, eagle arms. Full airplane pose. I love it. Hands come up and overhead, warrior three. Hands come to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, it wouldn't be a class without standing splits. Good, lift the leg nice and high. Staying as you are, let's just take 4 curtsy squats. Let's move 4. Extend. 3. Extend. 2. Extend. 1. Extend it nice and long. Slowly lower it down, bring the feet to touch. Open halfway. Forward fold. All the way up into Tadasana. Let the hands come through heart center, bring the fingertips down to the mat. Step it out, let the heart rate come back down again. Phew, feeling good? I miss you. All right, toes spread out evenly again. Zip it up all the way, then sit back into your chair. Find your cactus arms. Right under left this time. Could grab opposite shoulder. Could bind all the way up. Take a nice little shoulder shrug. Elbows up, forearms away. And then right over left. Good. Find the calm in the pose. Find the ease in the pose. How do we do that? We find the breath in the pose. Whew. Bring elbows down the knee. Fingertips reach forward, broaden the back. Uncross the legs. Airplane legs, eagle arms. Stability. There we go. Full airplane. All is well. You know what's coming. Hands come up and overhead. Warrior 3. Hold here. 3 and 2. Hands to the heart on 1. Inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Stay as you are. Curtsy squats. Just 4. Let's lower 4. And lift. And 3. And lift. And 2. Yes, ma'am. 1 more. Lift it up nice and tall. Pause. Lower them together. Woo. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Tadasana. Hands to the heart, fingertips to the mat. Reset. Nice job, everyone. Where to now? All right, let's just do a little spine strengthening because we've done some on our standing poses. So moving through your vinyasa. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive and fold. Inhale, open halfway. Exhale, ground the hands, step back, chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Bend the knees, stretch the back out a little bit. Good, lengthen the legs as much as you'd like, shift forward, and come all the way down, setting up for cobra. Thumbs brushing the low ribs, tops of the feet pressed down to the earth. Zip up the quads, zip up the glutes, belly. Ready? Inhale, lift, head, neck, and shoulders. Hovering the hands if you'd like. Hold and breathe. Releasing arms down to the mat. Right cheek comes down to the mat. Everything is nice and soft. Maybe you want to just shift the hips a little bit side to side. Letting everything settle. Soften. Let everything soften. Let your breath soften. Let your muscles soften. Good. Let's bring chin center again. Option. 2 options here. You can flip the hands and lift head, neck, and shoulders and the legs to match. Locust or Salabhasana. Or if you want to take something a little bit deeper, grabbing onto the outside edges of the feet. Good. Take a breath in and everybody lift. Bow pose or locust pose. Nice even lift. Nice open to the chest. Diaphragmatic breathing, right? Because you're resting on your belly right now. 2 more breaths. Can you kick a little higher, lift a little higher? Lowering down. Left cheek to the mat, let everything soften. Maybe rock the hips side to side. Beautiful. Chin comes back to the center. Ground the hands, pull back. Child's pose. If rabbit pose is in your practice, that's an awesome posture to take. So grabbing onto the heels. You start on your forehead, and as you lift, you're going onto the very top of your head. Gazing between the knees. Shoulder blades separating, thoracic spine stretch, little cervical spine stretch. Unless you have a giant knot on top of your head, as I do, and I can't get onto the tip top of my head. Good, lower down, surrender. Such a beautiful thing. Shift the weight back so you're sitting on your heels. And let's slowly come to stand on the knees. Just like Tadasana, except the knees are anchoring. Lifting up. Shoulders come back and down. Hands come like they're going into your back pockets. Good, let's lift up. Let the heart space open. Good, gazing to the sky. Staying just as you are. Or if it's in your practice, feel free to reach back for the heels. And if you have the heels, shifting the hips forward. So hips are lining up over the knees as best you can. Sitting up tall. Moving back into your child's pose. Hands come up and overhead. Grounding the hands, toes curl under. Finding downward facing dog. Pedaling it out. Moving into your hip openers, so you're in the position if you want to take half pigeon. Remember, I always advise you to change your hip openers around, right? So we're not overstretching any one particular area. And when you're in half pigeon, your body's pretty warm and most of your body weight is going into that stretch. So you have a lot more control if you're on your back in figure 4, or let's say we're taking cow face pose, or easy seat, or fire log. Good, so I'm gonna take cow face because that feels really nice to me. I'm bringing my inner thighs together, I'm bringing my calves out to the side, sitting back, resting back. Nice and tall, and now it's up to you, those of you in a seated pose. If you want to take it deeper, you're lifting up and it's like you're tipping the pelvis or tipping the bowl forward so that you can gently rest fingertips. Or maybe walk it out a little bit further, resting body weight. Not as much body weight though, because the forearms are kind of taking a lot of that. And just find some calm and silence. Let's take about 4 more breaths. So if you want to come up a little bit early, whether you are in half pigeon, you want to take king pigeon, or you want to take a little side body bend in a seated pose. I'm just going to lift up and reach over to the right. It's a great hip stretch, and it also gets nicely into the side body, the psoas. Good, and then other side body bend. If you're on your back in a figure 4, uncross and maybe bring feet to the sky just to stretch the back side of the knees. If you are in half pigeon, come to down dog, and if you're in seated, extend the legs in front of you and just give them a nice good shake or maybe a little forward fold. Good, release and let's reset. Other side. That's the side I just did. Reset. Good. So, if you're in seated, making sure sitting bones are grounded evenly. Finding your way. Always being mindful that you can get those full breaths in. If you cannot, find a blanket to sit on, a pillow to sit on, some additional props, or just find a different posture of the options I gave you. Let's take about 4 more breaths on this side. If you want to come up early for a side body bend, feel free. King pigeon, feel free. Any other exploration of the pose. Nice. Let's gently release. Why don't we have everyone take a final downward facing dog together. And just pedal it out and shift the weight and the gaze again, just like you did in the very beginning. Whatever your body seems like it still needs. And then crossing the legs, pulling the feet through once again. Sitting bones grounded evenly. If you're taking, or we're moving into Paschimottanasana, so we're taking a forward fold. So if you're taking it with straight legs, make sure the belly can get down to the thighs. So I think it's always nice to start with bent knees. And again, we're lifting up like we're tipping the bowl of our pelvis forward. My belly's going to connect to the thighs. And right now I'm really safe in my fold. And I can actually feel the stretch higher up in the hamstrings versus if you have tight hamstrings, all you're going to feel is right behind the knees. So starting there, good, and then feel free to extend them a little longer. Toes flex back towards the nose. Remember, we're shortening the top of the leg so we can lengthen the back. And once you find it, that sweet spot, then just allow your body to surrender into it. Making sure head is in line with the spine. Good, and gently release. Grounding the hands, lift the hips, reverse your plank. Could be reverse tabletop as well. Sitting back down, easing yourself all the way back down onto the mat. I'm just going to get another sip of water. Knees come into your chest. Just rock yourself a little bit from side to side, massage up the spine. Beautiful practice, everyone. All right, let's do one more little front body opening. So grounding the feet, hip distance apart. Heels are as close as they can to the sitting bones. Start by tipping the tailbone away from the mat, so we're lengthening hip flexors, front side of the body, and lift and lift and lift. Begin to shimmy the shoulders underneath. Maybe grabbing onto the ankles or interlacing hands. If you have a pillow or a block at home, you can always place that underneath the lumbar spine and take a more restorative bridge. 2 more breaths. Ease yourself back down. Feet come to the outside edge of the mat and just gently windshield wiper, side to side. Maybe take Supta Baddha Konasana. Or maybe just draw knees together, eyes closed. Opportunity to take a second set if you'd like, or maybe full wheel if that's in your practice. If you're moving into full wheel, once again, feet are planted hip distance apart. Grounding the hands like you're doing Mickey Mouse ears. And then on the inhale, lifting, lifting up and open. Shifting weight so shoulders are over the wrists. And when you're ready, easing yourself back down. Knees come into the chest, windshield wiper, Supta Baddha Konasana, whatever feels good. Nice. So bringing knees into the chest, if they're not there already, you can just stay as you are. You can extend legs to the sky. Again, you could put a pillow or a block underneath or a blanket underneath the sitting bones and just stay as you are. If you want to explore Halasana, foul pose and shoulder stand, you certainly can. I happen to love shoulder stand, so I'm going to work into that. So, very important that shoulders are taking the weight. Shoulders and triceps. My neck is not on the mat at all, and my gaze is always to the sky. So when you're watching videos at home, you would never ever turn your head in shoulder stand. You're always gazing to the sky. And if you find yourself with neck, cervical spine touching the mat, that's when you would want to put a blanket under the shoulders to get a little more lift. And I personally like to take plow pose first, just to allow my thoracic and cervical spine some time to stretch and lengthen, and then I lift up. Wherever you're at, you can stay as long as you'd like. If you're ready to come down, bringing knees to nose, maybe knees to ears, maybe moving back into plow pose. And then slowly ease yourself back down, spine to the mat, and finding your happy baby. Feel free if you want to lengthen one leg and bend the other, or take a half happy baby. Just noticing what your body needs as we're easing into the end of practice. And let's move into our supine twist. So whether it's both knees or just the right knee that goes into the body, give it a really nice good squeeze. Again, we're lengthening, inhale, and exhale, draw the right knee across the body, shoulders stay grounded, and I'm going to gaze to the right, knee goes to the left. Little massage for the intestinal tract, nice release for the spine. Inhale, bring it back to the center, give it a nice good squeeze again. Maybe circle it around, little compressions. And switch sides. Other side, little compressions. Again, massaging the intestinal tract. One thing we don't talk about enough is your gut health and how that contributes so completely to your overall health. So this little supine twist at the end of practice is a nice way to say thank you to your gut. Take an inhale and exhale, little supine twist again. Left knee goes across the body, shoulders stay planted and grounded, gazing out over the left hand. Couple more breaths, all is well. You've done all your work, and now we get to move into perfect, beautiful ease. Let's bring the knee back over. Give it a squeeze, and then just little circles again. As we're moving into our final Shavasana, again, I would love for you to consider honoring and gratitude to your body, letting it know it's healthy and well and perfect and beautiful. Have the right knee join the left. Bring the forehead up to the knees, pressing shins into forearms. And then releasing into your final Shavasana. All is well, all is well, all is well. Breathing that divine light in. Every breath you take moves through every single beautiful cell in your body, renewing, rejuvenating, bringing it back to center, back into alignment. Let's slowly begin to lengthen out our breath. Moving the breath in again from the crown of the head, awakening every cell in the body as you move it through, down the spine, through the hips, the legs, and out through the feet. Think of it as like a spectrum of light, moving through, encapsulating every cell. And when you feel ready, rolling on to your side, using your arm as a pillow. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Gently Gently coming up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Closing your eyes, bringing palms facing up on your knees. If we can just take one moment of silence, honoring, again, everyone on this planet and everyone's journey, no matter what we are going through. Let's just offer some love and light and health to each and every one of us. Most especially the people that are suffering from COVID-19 and the healthcare workers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Allow yourself to receive that love as well. And bringing hands to the heart, left hand over the heart, right hand over the left. Bringing prayer hands up to the third eye center. May you have peace in your thoughts. Prayer hands to your lips. May you have peace in your words. Prayer hands to your heart, peace in your heart and your action. Bowing forward to seal in our practice. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a couple of announcements. So we'll be doing live events starting April 1st. And in fact, things are going to shift over to having the option between live classes and the library. And so everything will now be set up on the schedule page accordingly. So what I need for you to do is to make sure that we have your accurate email address, because you will be sent a link in order to log into the library or to the class. We'll be running these through Zoom. So making sure that you do that. And so you would go into your Wellness Living account, check and make sure it's there, and make sure that you've got yourself listed as receiving messages. We'll be pushing things out through our Constant Contact and our Facebook page, so checking them regularly. And also following us on Facebook, obviously you do because this is a Facebook Live, but sharing that with your friends as well, and following us also on Instagram. Final announcement, I'm super excited. Madeline and I, my daughter Madeline, we pair up sometimes. Maybe you saw it in the library. We do a brisk yoga warm-up, and then we move into HIIT circuit class. And we each kind of co-lead. It's super fun. So this Wednesday night, we're going to do our first live stream together. She will have a regular 4:30 class, but the two of us are going to do that together. That will be on Facebook. So mark your calendars. 4:30 class, the two of us will be leading together, and it's the theme of it is your quarantine buddy. So I'm asking you to go and find your quarantine buddy and drag them into the class or invite them into the class, because we'll make sure that you can do it individually, but it'll be something fun to do with whoever you are at home with instead of watching TV or doing puzzles. We're going to exercise. So I'd love to have you join us. And I think that's it. And love and blessings to you all. Have the most beautiful day ever and shine your light. Namaste.